All right, so I'm making this video just to talk about a dream I had this morning, and the dream came to pass in the around lunchtime. I didn't know that it was a prophetic dream. I had no idea, but when I had the dream, I did remember it, and it was a little bit on the disturbing side. I mean, I wasn't disturbed by it, but it was a little bit on the shocking side, I guess you could say. But I had a dream in which my left hand, basically a finger was missing, and then I looked at it again, and one finger was longer than the other, and it didn't look like a proper hand. It was misconfigured, basically, like two fingers longer than another and missing a finger. And so whatever it meant, it was like, kind of like, I don't want this. And I wasn't scared at all. I knew this didn't apply to me, but I said, what is this? So I just let the dream alone, and then I went swimming. I normally go swimming every day, so I went swimming around noon. When I was swimming, I swam like about 3 lengths, like not too much, 3 or 4 lengths. And when I was coming back on one of those lengths, all of a sudden I remembered the dream, and then I also felt like the Lord was saying like it was like He was telling me to stop. And so I stopped in the middle of the lane, and I kind of basically asked the Lord. I said, "Oh Lord, kind of an ugly dream. Help me not to remember it, you know." And then I had this thought that, well, maybe. Well, first of all, what I'll say is the first thing is when I stopped in the middle, I looked, and there was my friend that I had met before, that I had been sharing the gospel with, and I went up to him, and I, talked with him and whatnot, and then I kept swimming, and then I had this thought that maybe he knows somebody who has a problem with his left hand, and so I decided to go back and speak with him. Now, also, the Lord did stop me like another time, and like basically very distinctly, there were 2 or 3 times when the Lord stopped me, and at that same spot where that man was. So I went up to him, and at this time he was talking with a woman, and just standing in the pool. And I went up to him, and I said, "Do you know anyone who has a problem with their left hand?" Or I might have asked him, "Do you have a problem with your left hand?" Or, "Do you know anyone who has a problem with your left hand?" And then he said, "Well, I have a problem with my left hand and my left arm all the way up to my heart." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well," I said, "I had a dream this morning about someone who had a problem with their left hand." And so he allowed me to pray for him at that point in time, and it, really encouraged him. And he basically told me that he had been, he'd been, I guess I could say he had been committed to Jesus, or following Jesus, or interested in Jesus, but that this revelation basically basically caused him to go back and to revisit Jesus, and to think that, okay, Jesus is calling him back. Jesus is calling him to a relationship. So, this is the God that we serve. I prayed for him. I have 100% confidence the Lord heard the prayer, not because of me, but because God is powerful, and also because God gave the revelation to begin with. And, it's very distinct that when I was swimming, all of a sudden this dream comes back to me exactly when I was swimming by him. And I knew that the Lord was telling me to stop. And so there were 2 things happening. It wasn't just the dream in the morning, and not just the remembrance of it, but there was also, I knew he was telling me to stop at that point in the pool. And that happened several times. It happened 2 or 3 times where the Lord said stop at that one point. So basically it happened twice. I guess it was once or twice before, on the first event, and then on the second event. And there was a second event when I came back, and then I asked him. about whether he knew someone who had a problem with their left hand. So this is just to say that he had also been watching the videos online, and he'll probably watch this video, which is great. And but it's just to say that the Lord knows about you, and he knows about your situation, and he definitely wants to touch you, and he wants to let you know about, like he wants to let you, yeah, I guess the word could be experience him. He's a good God. So bless you. Bye.